Ladies and gentlemen, from beautiful Richmond International Raceway, we welcome you to day 2 of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival. It's our crown jewel event here in Season 2, the second iteration of the event, and we are in day 2, similar to how the Chili Bowl Nationals are, split into days. But no, we're not on dirt, unfortunately, and hopefully, actually, now that I think about it, that would be really cool to see clay being put onto Richmond Raceway, but other fans probably don't agree with that sentiment. But let's take a look at your standings heading into today's race. Things have been shaken up after Miranda Nagayan finished in a very bad position last night. She plummets all the way down from 3rd to 6th. She is 277 points back from the leader, 27 points back from 5th place Alex McCumber. Still looking to be on track for her best points finish in her career. However, it's a steep decline from what she had last round. Paul Rivera stays in 2nd place. Nothing's changed on that front. However, Tracy Bennett is moving closer and closer to Rivera. And Tavon Taylor, another guy that's taking things by storm. He had an incredible night last night in day 1. He will be looking to... he unfortunately lost out on his first win of his career yesterday. He'll be looking for revenge today. Before we get to today's race, let's take a look at your starting lineup presented by Xfinity. Let's take a look at the drivers that are somehow faster than Xfinity 5G, which actually is not the case. This is an inverse from yesterday's finishing order. So this is going to be basically it's going from the person who finished dead last to the person who won the race. So we're going to take a look at that. Starting on pole today will be Morgan Starr. You better enjoy this while it lasts, because those 5 bonus points are probably going to be the only time this season he gets to see the pole position. He starts next to his teammate Tyler Bates. Cody Long is a part-time driver. Keep in mind he switches with Tyler Bates, and he should be switching with Paul Wilson too, but for some reason the game is not putting him in the 96 car. But Tyler Bates is in the car for tonight's race. Yesterday, Cody Long wheeled it to a 28th place finish. He'll be starting in 2nd. Jake Wild will be starting in 3rd. He'll be starting next to his teammate Matt Holland. After that, a couple of we have a familiar face. She probably would have qualified in this position had it been for a regular qualifying format anyway. Miranda Nagayan, I guess she's kind of lucky she finished the position she did, because she'll be starting in 5th place for today's race, alongside Jordan McClure. So expect Miranda Nagayan to take the lead early today. Julian Boone, another fast car in the Terminix Ford Mustang. He'll be starting next to Chase Sawyer, who did not have the day he wanted at all. Carter Brown will be starting next to Nicholas Elfman, who also struggled in day 1. After that, you have Kevin Wedge and Pasang Chetri. After that is Brian Cox and Kyle Diaz. After that, you have Sheldon Gatineau alongside Ryan Apt. After that is Pascal Daly as he starts next to Daniel Van Hewley. Garrett Rains will be starting next to Alex McCumber. Garrett Rains currently sits 10th in points. Paul Rivera had a chance to win yesterday. He'll be starting next to Jesus Gonzalez. Byron Martin had an incredible day yesterday. He starts next to his teammate Josiah Smith. Darren Claw will be starting next to Tracy Bennett, one of the home tracks on the schedule for this youngster in the 48. Ryan Hill will be starting next to Tavon Taylor. And finally, the surprise winner from last night's race, the 31-year-old getting his first ever win in the Budweiser All-Star Series, is going to be Drew Foster in the Apple Ford Mustang. He'll have to work his way. It's going to be will he win 2 races in a row? Probably not, but it's worth looking at. Well, without further ado, that was your starting lineup presented by Xfinity 10G. Now you know what's coming next. The command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
You probably didn't hear that. We're using a Flow Racing graphics package for today's race. If you want to take a look at the graphics packages we'll be using for the Budweiser Series, the Prodigy Super Truck Series, and the Bud Light Series coming up after the conclusion of Season 2 of the Budweiser All-Star Series. You can take a look at the Google spreadsheets down in the description below, although the Super Truck Series and the Bud Light Series have not been put up yet. You can still check out the schedule for the Budweiser All-Star Series and what graphics packages we'll be using for that race. After this race, we head to Talladega. That'll be this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in to that one. The day after DualShock Racing Association action, we're green flag here for day 2 of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival. And which one of the rejects are going to get their first lap led in their careers, we'll have to find out. Morgan Starr doing an incredible job leading him here on the first lap of the race. Miranda Nagayan is looking to pass on the bottom here. 3 wide as Tyler Bates is forced to drop back here. This could mean a horrendous crash here, but Morgan Starr will lead his first ever Budweiser All-Star Series lap. But here comes Miranda Nagayan here to spoil the party. Miranda Nagayan, we've talked multiple times. We've sung so many praises about how good she is on short tracks. Her win at Indianapolis Raceway Park last season and the win she should have gotten last night. Thankfully, we do have a couple more short tracks coming up, including Nashville Fairgrounds, White Mountain Speedway, and a couple others. I think North Wilkesboro and Greenville Pickens are also on the schedule. So hopefully those will be her playgrounds. Kevin Wedge looking for his highest finish since his win at Daytona at the start of the season. Miranda Nagayan will lead a lap here in Richmond. Right now, she has the most laps led with 3. Or 2, actually. My bad. Here comes Jolyon Boone on the inside, looking to make a move, but I think Miranda's just got the faster car. Brian Cox doing an incredible job up toward the front here. However, he's got Sheldon Gatno, the Chicagoland winner from last season. He's right there on the inside of the 33, looking to make a move on the inside. He's got Kevin Wedge's draft, as Carter Brown having some issues. These two have seen each other throughout the course of the season. They actually were side by side for that photo finish at Daytona during the Motor Oil 300 to start the season. So these guys are, I'm pretty sure they're getting sick of seeing each other at this point. Garrett Rains and Brian Cox, 2 Fords back there looking to make the move. It's usually an all-Toyota top 3. However, it seems to be a Ford fest here in Richmond. I almost said Michigan. Almost made the same mistake as I did in the DSRA Rockingham race. Here comes Kevin Wedge, trying to make it a majority Toyota top 3 here. He's got a whole train of cars behind him. Sheldon Gatno is going to try and put the back bumper to the 72. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A little bit out of control there with Sheldon Gatno. You can also see Carter Brown gets the back bumper pushed there by the 72. Miranda Nagayan and Jolyon Boone continue to pull away. Jolyon Boone, I believe, is looking for his first win of the season. I think him and Byron Martin are the only ones that don't have a win on that Tift Racing roster. By the way, some news from Tift Racing. They really haven't made a decision on whether or not Byron Martin's going to come back to that number 2 car at the end of Season 2. So he is probably on the hook here, trying to get the best result he can get. He's been mathematically the most underperforming driver on the team. He was especially behind his teammate Jordan McClure, who won at Colorado National Speedway last season. Granted, that was a win of attrition, but still, a win is a win. Miranda Nagayan appears to be having a lot of trouble shaking off that number 4 car, but with the slower cars dominating the top 5 here, including Carter Brown and Kevin Wedge. No offense to those two. I think Jolyon... Now, Boone is a rookie, but you got to remember, this guy... He has been under the radar most of the season. He has done so well as a rookie. Now, however, you can take a look at that. You can probably compare him to people like Garrett Rains or Tavon Taylor, especially Tavon Taylor, and how those guys have been outperforming themselves in the rookie stripes. But these guys have been doing really well for themselves in terms of getting results. And if you take a look at another rookie like that, I mean, Tavon Taylor has basically broken our expectations of what we have for rookies. And Kevin Wedge. You gotta remember, he won his Budweiser All-Star Series debut. So these guys have kind of set a different expectation for people in the Budweiser Series coming in as rookies. And what's that going to mean for the rookie class coming in Season 3? Carter Brown finally gets passed up by Kevin Wedge. A sight all too familiar to that Wood Brothers 21. Wood Brothers has announced that he will be coming back to that number 21 car. They appear to have some kind of faith in Carter Brown, hoping that they can get some results in Season 3. They know Season 2 hasn't been the greatest of seasons for the 21 car, especially when Chadhuri Bhattacharya did a much better job in terms of getting the results in that 21 car last season. However, they are still confident that that 21 car can develop as long as Carter remains behind the wheel. We saw the kind of talent that he had with the lower tier car last season. And he's kind of like the Daniel Suarez of this series because he's been put in a position where he kind of has to adapt. He has to... Oh, here comes the 4 of Julian Boone, the lap car. Same thing we saw on day 1. Ran into the guy going to push Matt Holland out of the way here. So that did not take long at all for those cars to go from pole to 1 lap down. Oh crap, we are already a significant portion of the way through the race, about a fourth of the way here. This race took about 45 minutes to complete, so we should be done in about half an hour, or at least coming off of the day 1. We might see some wrecks happen. Here comes Drew Foster. The dude that took us by surprise yesterday. He's actually doing an incredible job right now once he crosses the line. I don't think he might have gained a couple positions. It's saying he's 13th, but I think he might... Yep, he got himself into the top 10. Probably going to get more with that as he's trying to chase down the 7 of Darren Claw. We know how much Drew Foster loves racing here at Richmond. And right now he is making it known just how much fun he's having out there. He's driving like he's having a ton of fun. And he's trying to get past Nicholas Hoffman. That is your winner from day 1 right there. Trying to chase down a back-to-back victory. Right now he's sitting in 9th place. Right now trying to take 8th place away from Nicholas Hoffman. Has he cleared the 5 yet? It looks like he has. Now he's just got to defend from Alex McCumber and Josiah Smith. Tavon Taylor battling with Kevin Wedge, a New Age Motorsports Toyota. New Age Motorsports had 3 cars last season. They had Sheldon Gatineau and Daniel Van Hewley in the same team. Then they downgraded to just 1 car. That is being driven by Kevin Wedge. Right now, New Age Motorsports is one of the most successful small teams. Actually, the most successful small team out there. They have 2 wins. One coming from, obviously, from Sheldon Gatineau in Season 1, and now coming from Kevin Wedge at Daytona this season. They've gotten 2 wins. Now, Joe Gibbs Racing, now they have nothing compared to Joe Gibbs Racing, Lightning Bolt Racing. Lightning Bolt Racing has a couple wins with Tracy Bennett and Ryan. Ah, here comes Matt Holland. Get out of the way. As I was saying, they have a couple wins with Tracy Bennett behind the wheel. Now they got Ryan Apt, and they're hoping to extract something out of him. So far, Ryan Apt has not had the same success he had last season. Whoa, 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 what do you think you're doing? And then MPH Motorsports, obviously, they had 4 wins with Darren Claw last season. Right now, they have 2 wins from Alex McCumber this season. Of course, that 1 win at Denver, and then the win at... the win at Milwaukee, and the one at Tulsa at the Chili Bowl. So if we're talking about team success, I mean, we've seen a lot of these smaller, lesser-known teams. Lightning Bolt, it seems like, yeah, the only person that's really good for Lightning Bolt Racing is that 48 car with Tracy Bennett. But you're gonna be you're looking into the. I mean, this is only the second season of Budweiser All-Star Series competition, so could see a lot more super teams emerge. We're already seeing Joe Gibbs Racing and MPH Motorsports emerging as superstars. Obviously, with Miranda Nagayan being one of them here, Darren Claw being vice champion in season 1, and then you got Alex McCumber, the fresh young prospect. I believe he's only 20 or 21 years old. He's still got a long way to go in his racing career. And they've retained all 3 drivers for Season 3. Darren Claw, Miranda Nagayan, and Alex McCumber will all be coming back in Season 3. These guys have been doing really well. They have good equipment, though. You got to give them credit where credit is due. Oh, we might have another battle for the lead here. Julian Boone appears to only be able to get the lead here if lap cars are holding up Miranda Nagayan. She does not know how to handle the lap traffic, and now they're in serious trouble here as Jake Wild is holding them up here. Tavon Taylor loves what he's seeing back there. Julian Boone trying to get his first win of his Budweiser Series career. Here comes Miranda Nagayan. She just has the faster car. She has the better car, and she has the better skill. It's Miranda Nagayan, a 31-year-old. I mean, she's got a lot of racing experience, especially short track racing experience. We talked about that during the Tulsa Dirt Classic, how she grew up racing dirt back home in New York. You know, going to places like Oswego and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of really great dirt tracks out in New York, and especially a lot of New York dirt racers go to Ontario as well, up in Canada. And there's a lot of great dirt tracks up there and a lot of great short tracks up in Ontario and Quebec. Off the top of my head, the Canadian American Tour and the NASCAR Pinty Series proves that there's a lot of good short track options up in those areas. So kind of looking like a driver like Miranda Nagayan. She's a product. She's a product of her surroundings. I mean, you grow up racing, you grow up in a really good racing area, you're bound to get some kind of talent. So there's a lot of reasons why we see a lot of drivers come up through dirt track and short track circuits these days in the NASCAR Cup Series. No caution yet. It's been a caution-free race through 33 laps here, and we can see Tyler Bates with some serious damage to his right side. We are through halfway. Miranda Nagayan is going to have the 5 bonus points for leading at halfway. She also right now has the most laps led. However, she does not have the fastest lap. That belongs to her teammate, Alex McCumber. Also, crap, I just realized I have the Gen 4 sound pack on these cars. I was recording an episode of my NR 2003 career yesterday, and I guess I forgot to switch out the sound pack, so I mean, it could be worse. I could have an IndyCar engine in these. Man, Miranda Nagayan and Julian Boone are just destroying the competition here. Tavon Taylor is 3 seconds back. He's 2.5 seconds back from Julian Boone. But Miranda Nagayan is completely just swamping the field here, with the exception of Julian Boone. I don't think she's really lapped anyone other than the reject cars right now, but that could change. Here comes Pasong Chetri, the young driver out of Bhutan, trying to make a move. That's the K&N Performance Filters Ford Mustang right there, making a move. Now he's going to try and chase down the one of Jordan McClure. Right now, Pasong Chetri, wow, he's in a worse position than I thought he was. I thought he was in a far better position, but Pasong Chetri, the story with him this year, he's been outperforming his teammate, Pascal Daly. I know the Diversity Racing Fords are not exactly the greatest equipment in the field, but He's been outperforming his teammate. However, right now Pascal Daly is a position ahead of him, currently sitting in that currently sitting in that 21st position. He's outside the top 20. Kyle Diaz is also not doing the greatest right now. And what a sad story for Kyle Diaz. He's been he's had a horrendous season. He's in a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. He's just had a completely, really off season. That is not looking good for that number 11 car in terms of his future here in the Budweiser All-Star Series. And, you know, the Bud Light Series opens up after this. That'll be the feeder series of the Budweiser All-Star Series. I think he'll get sent down to the JGR development program there. Byron Martin doing battle with his teammate right there. That's another driver that is a little bit of a concern. He's been improving, but he's nothing special. He's been kind of battling for 15th place every other race. He did have a top 10 last night in day 1. However, we need to start seeing more results from him, more consistent results. There's Kevin Wedge holding on to that top 5 spot. He's already got 2 top 5s this year as far as I'm aware. But Darren Claw is going to make sure that he doesn't get another one here. Here comes Paul Rivera. He's getting trained on the back bumper by the 61 and the 69. Nice. Not really many battles throughout the course of the field unless we're talking about battles with lap cars. However, this is the 4's only chance to pass here throughout the course of the race. Miranda Nagaya is actually doing a really good job taking care of her tires. Doesn't really seem like there's much of an effective fall off here from that number 8 car. However, here comes the 4. He's got a move coming up on the inside. Where's Drew Foster in all this? I'm actually kind of wondering. Your day 1 winner is currently sitting in 15th place. So back to normality for that 56, I guess. However, with that prize money that he won last night, and that could help develop the car next season. So I really think Drew Foster proved that he does have the talent. He does have the ability to wheel that car around like nobody else can. However, it's just unfortunate that he's stuck in a car that really isn't the greatest. However, that Apple sponsorship that he's got, his teammates, you know, he's got a teammate that's sponsored by Popeyes. And he's actually got 3 different sponsors. He's got Popeyes, he's got Canadian Tire, he's got Rogers Wireless, I believe. So he's got those. So this team has a lot of sponsorship. 69 car does have Fab Tech. However, they will not be coming back to that 69 car next season. But these guys have and Purina Dog Chow is also sponsoring Daniel Van Healy. This should be a super team. I guess they're just kind of setting aside their finance, or just they're trying to set aside some of their funds for next season's car. There's also some rumblings that with Dodge actually entering the sport next season, they'll be switching over from the Ford Mustang to a Dodge Charger next season, so watch out for that. Brandon Nagayan is starting to pull away from even Julian Boone. I think he's used up his tires here. We are going to start seeing pit stops here in a matter of laps, so do keep your eye on that. Ryan Apt has currently entered into 10th place here. Darren Claw still holding on tight. You know, I just noticed Ryan Apt is actually way outperforming his teammate, Tracy Bennett. As Tracy is right now just barely holding on to 18th by a string. He's got a really good car, however, it just seems like Richmond is not his racetrack. Coming into the final stages of the race here. 11 laps to go. Next time Miranda crosses the line, it'll be 10 to go. She has led the most laps. She's led it halfway. She does still not have the fastest lap. I don't think she's going to get that. And she did not start on pole. That was Morgan Starr. Yes, he will be getting the 5 bonus points for starting on pole. I know that doesn't hardly seem fair, but, you know, whatever. It's not like it's going to do anything to him anyway. Miranda Nagayan is still holding on strong. She has led ever since lap number 2. She has taken the lead away from Morgan Starr, and she has never looked back. 9 laps to go at Richmond Raceway, provided that pit strategy or lap cars don't screw her again. She should be on par to win this race. However, Tyler Bates and Jake Wild are currently holding her up. Tyler Bates will be sent to D2 next season. He signed a deal with a team that I forgot about. He will not be in the Budweiser All-Star Series next season. Range Racing will have somebody else behind the wheel. However, there are reports that the team is currently seeking out sponsorship, so hopefully those cars will be in better condition next season. Miranda Nagayan's in the pit road. Jillian Boone is your current leader. Nagayan might have the edge on people. She'll have... I don't know. The 4 car isn't coming in just yet. Jillian Boone, if he's able to stay out, this will be incredible. Tavon Taylor's coming in. That's an encouraging sign. Miranda Nagayan has lost so many races because of bad pit strategy. Jillian Boone. And the Terminix Ford. And it appears Jillian Boone is coming down in the pit road. So is Ryan Hill. Darren Claw, Daniel Van Hewley coming in. Garrett Rains also coming into pit lane, and so is Josiah Smith. Kyle Diaz, Pascal Daly coming in. Hassan Chetri coming in. Chase Sawyer coming in. Matt Holland looks like he's going to come in. No, he's not. He's just slow. Paul Rivera coming in. Currently second. Whoa, that was close. Drew Foster, Nicholas Elfman, Byron Martin, Tracy Bennett, and Brian Cox coming into pit road. Carter Brown coming into pit road now as well. Looks like the 1 car is just now coming out of pit lane. And now where is the 8 in all this? That's Miranda Nagayan. Sends the 00 up the racetrack. A little bit of contact there. There's some sparks coming off the 8. Will the 8 car be able to keep on pace here? Right now, that 4 car is in the lead. And Miranda Nagayan is currently in 4th. 2 laps to go when they cross the stripe. And your leader, an incredible pit call by Jillian Boone. Easy in, easy out. He's in 1st place. Looking for his first win, and Miranda Nagayan, once again, is shafted in pit road. Coming off of turn number 4. 1 lap to go, presented by Budweiser, to wrap up the Budweiser Stock Car Festival. Jillian Boone. He's just a couple corners away from his first career win. If he wins this race, Byron Martin will be the only one left on the team that doesn't have a win. Coming off of turn number 4, Jillian Boone will win Day 2 of the Richmond Stock Car Festival. Tavon Taylor 2nd, Miranda Nagayan 3rd, Ryan Hill 4th. At least Nagayan was able to salvage a 3rd place out of it. But pit road screws her over again. Someone around, or was that just a pace car? Okay, it was just a pace car. Yeah, that sucks. Whenever that just sucks. Whenever a driver looks like they're gonna win, and then they just can't get it done. Ugh. I call that the Daniel Suarez, honestly. But let's take a look at your finishing order brought to you by Xfinity. The driver that was faster than Xfinity 10G was Julian Boone. He finishes in first for his. Let me double check the spreadsheet here. Let me double check the spreadsheet. Yes, this is his first win of the season and thus his first win of his career. And that is absolutely amazing to think about. That Julian Boone has just gotten his first win. So that means Byron Martin is the black sheep in all this. He's gotten no wins so far out of, God, how many races have we done? I don't even know how many races we've done. I think it's been 22 races. I'm actually not sure, but Tavon Taylor finishes in second. He's so close. 2 consecutive second-place finishes. He finished in second in that last... Sorry, I'm double-checking again. Richmond 1 S2. He finished second in last night's race. He finishes second today. It's back-to-back top 3s. That's actually not that bad for Tavon Taylor. Miranda Nagayan gets another top 3, but unfortunately she will not finish in the position she wanted. It's a much better position than what she finished last night, though. It's better than finishing 25th. That's all I'm going to say. Ryan Hill 4th, Paul Rivera 5th. So you have 3 of the 4 JGR drivers in the top 5. Alex McCumber, Daniel Van Hewley, Darren Clark, Garrett Rains, and Ryan Apt finish in 10th. Finish up top 10. Drew Foster, unfortunately not the race he wanted. He's so close to a top 10, but I think that 56 car, considering how the rest of his season has gone other than last night, he's happy with 11th place. Josiah Smith, Jesus Gonzalez, Kevin Wedge, Tracy Bennett, Brian Cox, Byron Martin, Nicholas Uffelman, Pascal Daly, and Carter Brown all finish in the top 20. Pasong Chetri, Chase Sawyer, Sheldon Gatineau, and Jordan McClure were the last ones to finish on the lead lap. Matt Holland finishes in the top 25, 3 laps down. Morgan Starr, Kyle Diaz, Jake Wild, and Tyler Bates all finished 3 laps down. With Kyle Diaz just having an absolutely rotten day, unfortunately. But that is... Let me save this real quick. That is actually going to do it for our coverage of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival here on Prodigy Racing Network. We will not be back until Thursday with the DualShock Racing Association as they have their All-Star race at Martinsville Speedway. We will see you then. However, for now, we've got to go. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's race. This is your head commentator, Nicholas Koskinen. Thank you so much for tuning into the Budweiser All-Star Series. Julian Boone nabs his first win at Richmond Raceway.